Happy Friday. Today is Friday the 13th of all days. But hey, that's the kind of America we're having in 2026. It is a Friday the 13th for sure. We've learned in the past few weeks that some of the people that we have really looked up to in our financial markets in this capitalistic world, we found out that they are some of the worst people imaginable. And now we're hearing if for some reason we start to prosecute these elected officials and billionaires, that somehow the system is going to crash. I don't believe that for two reasons. One reason is because God gave me plans to fix it. I'll tell you about them in a second. And two, any system built on corruption is a corrupt system, and it needs to be destroyed anyway so that the people can start to prosper. That's one of the things that we're not seeing in America. I'm sure we are very aware that this country has been crumbling, and it is our fault. We've been choosing these people to elect. We keep electing the same people. And I'm asking you now, can we afford to do it again? Can we afford to say it's not my person, it's not my team? We need to change the leadership in every team. Whether it's a Republican or Democrat leadership, we need to replace them. All of them need to be replaced. The Democrat and Republican side, they are making America look bad. So whether you're a liberal or a conservative, this has nothing to do with your foundational beliefs. This has something to do with your morals. So are we going to tell those children that we had an opportunity to get rid of child predators and we didn't because they were rich? We had an opportunity to put these people in jail, but we didn't because they were rich. But anybody who has under $1 billion and they do it, they're going to jail. So yes, that's a two legal systems, one for rich and one for poor, which again, we can't have that. So let's get to the how can we save the economy and keep it from crashing. Well, when we send them down to Guantanamo Bay and you've gone through the evidence and you looked at it and you know they're guilty, we seize their assets. The same things that they do to everybody else. You seize their assets. Now, we've already discussed that $20 billion would end homelessness. $20 billion a year would end homelessness in America. Well, we'll only need that $20 billion a few years before we can actually become self-sustainable. But we're going to get that $20 billion, seizing those assets. These are people with hundreds of billions of dollars. Lots of people with hundreds of billions of dollars. So we're going to take that uncirculated money, those uncirculated funds, and we're going to put them into circulation in America so that we don't have an economy that crashes once we start sending them to Guantanamo Bay. Because we're going to need to find out how bad this is. I'm hearing stories about they have people in every state, in most churches, schools. So that would make me think hospitals. That would make me think that people are coming up missing in any facility that it is possible to be ignored or lost or sent home, and no one checks on you. No one follows up. So when I'm thinking about the revelation that Piney Woods School, which is where a lot of our black elites go. Now, this is an all-black school. And then I hear stories about this code word beef jerky. That's here in Mississippi, people. That's not overseas. That's not in California. That's not in New York. That's here in Mississippi. So that means that there are people potentially here in Mississippi helping disappear our children. So y'all want to ask, where are all the black girls going? Why they keep disappearing and nobody's doing anything? I think we can answer that question now that we have more of this information. And I think that we want to take a look at this information because there are 3 million pages yet to be released. 6 million pages. That's a lot of pages, y'all. That's way too many pages for this to have continued this long. And they've done a bang up job. Well, no, they actually did a really good job at covering their tracks and pointing the finger at other people as we allowed it to happen. We didn't question it, and now we look like American fools. So now, just ask yourself, can we afford to continue to do this? Can we afford to re-elect people who've been there for 15, 20, 30 years? Can we afford it? Can we afford to keep electing people who go to Harvard and Yale and all these other big Ivy League schools who you know are in these files? Can we afford to keep doing it? Or do we need to finally say, you know what, we need some teachers, we need some plumbers, we need some customer service representatives, we need a few nurses, we need some garbage men, we need some sanitation workers, we need the water team, we need a construction guy, we need some bricklayers, we need someone who works at a car manufacturer, we need the Walmart managers. We need regular people to take these positions in our Congress, because those regular people know what regular people need. It's time for us to raise the wages, and it's time for us to get rid of these problems. I do not have a problem at all with sending billionaires to jail, because I'm watching poor people go to prison every day. So let's use those profit prisons they started and put their butts in them. This is Pertis Williams, and I'm running for U.S. House of Representatives, Mississippi District 2. Please think about something different. It may not be what you're used to, but it is what you need right now. Someone who is not trying to hear it from anybody. I will fight for these children, and I will fight for you. I'm not even trying to be buddy-buddy when it comes to these children. I'm not trying to talk nice when it comes to these children. When it comes to these children missing, they talking nice. That's what they're going to be doing when it comes time to fight for your children. They're going to be talking nice and compromise. Like Reverend Monroe said, anything you tolerate, you'll never change. Again, vote for me March 10th. Everybody else, y'all need to drop out. I'm hearing too much about your past anyway. And you questionable. Really questionable. Somebody's already in Washington. Somebody's already in Washington too. And we won't even go into what these ladies are saying. Questionable. Questionable. The only one you can trust, Pertis Herman Williams III, U.S. Mississippi House of Representatives District 2. I hope to see you at the polls on the 10th. And hey, when is the debate? I want to debate these people. When is it?